Sis, the real question is, are the edges laid? Okay, she giving me something. Okay, we can go on with the video. Hey everyone, I am your fave nurse B. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. If you are new here, consider subscribing. I have tons of content for new nurses, aspiring nurses, nursing students, people who have been nursing forever, like people who just want to try something different in nursing. I'm going to be starting an LPN to RN journey next year, January 2021. So yeah, like you need to come in now, like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get into this video. Okay, so I want to talk about the top tips that I have for agency nurses. So if you don't know what agency nursing is, I'm going to do a full video talking about it. I already have quite a few videos talking about my process of being an agency nurse, how much I got paid in the beginning. I'm going to be doing another video talking about how much I'm getting paid now with everything that's going on and having premium shifts. So definitely stay tuned for that. But these are just my top tips for you all, basic tips for agency nurses that you may not get until you actually start doing the job, and it might be a little too late. So let's get into it. So my first tip is to work for more than one agency. So typically agencies will have like regions that they have. So some agencies might only have, like I'm in St. Louis, so they might only have St. Louis. They might have St. Louis in Illinois, or they might have Missouri in Illinois. They might have Missouri in Arkansas and Indiana. They might just have, you know, certain areas of the US. So you want to make sure that you get with more than one agency, because each agency has different contracts with different facilities. So you could be having, for the longest, I was with one agency, I couldn't find anything. All they had was Illinois. I do not have an Illinois license. Illinois is right there. She's right over there. But you know, the way the world works here with nursing, it don't matter. My license does not transfer to Illinois. I would have to have gotten a whole other license to work with that facility. And they were doing this for months. They had no shifts for months. And then I was like, let me get into some other agencies, because not only do you open up your availability as far as how many shifts you can work in different facilities, you also increase your pay. You can increase your pay. You can increase how you get paid, because every different agency will pay you differently. Some might pay you through a pay card. Some pay you through direct deposit. It all depends. Some give you options. Some don't. So you really want to be able to get in with more than one agency so you can increase your pay. You can increase the amount of facilities that you can work for, and also you can be more flexible in how you move, because some agencies have great customer services. Some agencies have, you know, better rates. Some agencies pay you faster. So it's just different ones that you really should look into in your area. So then my next tip is to network. So the only way that I even ever knew about agencies, because I talked to another nurse when I was a brand new nurse, and I was like, I don't want to do this. I'm so tired of working here. And she was like, become an agency nurse. Do this for a year, become an agency nurse. Shout out to you, girl, because it's like she planted the seed, because honestly, I didn't think about it for years. And then I thought about it. I was like, dang, like she was the first person to tell me about it. So network. And then from there, I talked to a lot of different other nurses who told me like, hey, go to this place. Their starting rate for LPNs is this amount. Go to this place. They always have shifts. Go to this place, because, you know, just network as much as you can. If you're at a facility and you're an agency nurse and you see another agency nurse, be like, hey girl, where else? Or hey bruh, where else have you worked at? You know, throughout the agency, all the different facilities. What other agencies have you worked at? Have you tried this place? What do you know about that place? Just talk to people. Open your mouth. Like that's how you learn in this business. In any business, you have to talk to people. Okay, work on that. So the next tip is to make sure you have all your time slips organized. So of course, I left it in my car, but I have a little folder that I keep all of my time slips. So what I mean by that is most facilities or most agencies will have you fill out a time slip for the shift that you worked, and then have someone at that facility sign it to say, hey, such and such actually showed up to work. He or she worked from this time to this time. She got a break at this time, yada, yada, yada. They sign it off. Make sure you keep all those organized in a little folder. I mean, it doesn't take up any space. Just throw it in your bag. Just have it for each agency that you work for. Have it in there. And also keep your old time slips. So either you would take a picture of them, email them to yourself, delete it off your phone, because I don't know if y'all like me, I have no storage on my phone, like none whatsoever. But anyways, do that. Keep a record of what you've already worked, because sometimes they will try to mess with your pay. So keep a record. Y'all hear me? Keep a record of the days that you work. Be organized with it. If you're an agency nurse and that's all you do, you really need to manage your time and make sure that you are looking, okay, I worked at this place on this day, I work from this time to this time, because just you need to be able to be on top of your money. Because I have had an instance where they didn't want to pay me for one day and they were like, oh, can you resubmit the time slip? It didn't go through. I'm like, I already threw it away. But she was able to get it through. But I'm just like, dang, like, okay, I need to hold on to myself, which I should have thought about, but you know, whatever. That's why I'm doing this video for y'all. But make sure you keep them organized. I can tell you how many times I go into facilities and they're like, do you have a time slip for such and such? I'm like, here you go, girl. Just make a copy. Because I always have them extras. Like, that's something that I really, really think is important, because that's how you get paid. To negotiate your pay. So I don't think some people know this, but just because they say, hey, we got this shift for an LPN, we're paying $30 an hour, you don't have to take that. You can be like, hey, I really want to come in, but can they do 31, 32? Like, try to see if you can negotiate, or be like, you know what, I just can't do it. They're like, well, what can you do it for 30, 33? They will do that. Okay, sometimes they won't, sometimes they will. But also there's some agencies, like I work for one, where you go in and you actually can put in, like, it'll tell you like this facility is starting off at $37.50 or $36.50, or this facility is starting off at $34 for LPNs. You can go in and say, I want 36. And so they may or may not choose you, because what they do is it's like a bid. So you bid on the shift. There's other nurses that come in and say, hey, I'll do it for 35. I'll do it for 34. I'll do it for 36. I'll do it for 37. And it's just like they bid and they choose who they want based off of that, probably based off the pay, and also based off if you've already worked at that facility before. Yeah, you can definitely negotiate your pay as an agency nurse. So do it, y'all. Do it. Yeah, you can definitely negotiate your pay as an agency nurse. So do it, y'all. Do it. So the next thing is to bring your own supplies. So of course I don't even have my supplies next to me either, so I'm gonna be the only visual on this video. But when I say that, especially with everything going on right now, I can't tell you. I've been to a lot of facilities where they're like, we need temps and pulse and respirations and BPs on everybody, and we need the O2. We need the whole full set of vitals on everybody on the floor, all your 45 patients. And you're like, so where's the blood pressure cuff? Where's the pulse ox? Where's the thermometer? What I'm supposed to do this? I'm supposed to just touch them and be like, okay, girl, let me look at you. Oh, okay, your BP 132/70. Bet. Like, no, they had no supplies. So I was just like, you know what, I'm getting frustrated with this. For years, I've told myself that I should buy my own supplies like that, but I'm just be like, but I went ahead and bite the bullet. I went to Amazon, got some stuff, and I'll do a separate video talking about that, reviewing some of the stuff that I've been using. But definitely bring your own supplies. And also on top of that, you may need to bring sanitizer, because yes, a lot of these facilities don't even have sanitizer, and they do have it. Have y'all noticed like facilities that have like these like watery, like, I'm like, where the gel at? Y'all ain't got no aloe vera up in here? Like, it's just like water, like alcohol just coming out the... Anyway, my next tip is to be chill, honey, because it's not your job. I cannot... Yeah, let me tell you. So I was about to pick up a shift, and no, I picked up a shift, and then the agency called me and was like, oh, they canceled you. And she's like, but we need you to come to such and such. And they were like, it's paying such and such an hour. That's like almost $200 a shift. Like, you can do that, can't you? And I'm like, I know how much it is. And she's like, I didn't say it like that. I was like, that place works you to death. She's like, look, just go in, do what you have to do, come out. You're not there to save the facility. You don't have to do that. Just go in, do what you can, and leave. And I was like, I know that. And you're right. I don't have to save this facility. You were there for your 8, 12, or 16 hours, whatever it is. You ain't save a nurse, okay? You ain't save a nursing home. You not save a hospital. You're not that one, okay? Don't be. As an agency nurse, you got to change your mindset, which I do a separate video talking about changing your mindset when you are becoming an agency nurse, because it's a totally different mindset. Of course, you're still a nurse, but it's a different approach to how you do things, how you do the care, because you don't work there. Really, you don't work there. So it's only so much you can do in general as a nurse during your shift. So don't go in trying to be like, oh yeah, I need to change all of this. I'm gonna organize all of this. I'm finna get all the CNAs. We gonna do what you can, honey. So my motto is, I do my best and I leave the rest. That's Nurse B's motto, okay? follow it. Trust me, follow it. It will help you. But then on the flip side of that, always know that you can always be deposed, okay? They could always be like, hey, Nurse B, you worked at this facility back in 2020 and now it's 2027. Let me know what happened on this shift when you did it, and you charted So there is the ideal that, of course, you're only going in and do what you have to do, but always know you are still a nurse. They are still going to hold you to a certain standard as a nurse. So be a nurse, but also don't be that nurse that got to do every freaking thing. Do what you can on your shift and leave the rest. Okay? Okay. So this is something that I feel like I do for me. Like, it helps me to feel good about what I'm doing, because as an agency nurse, I don't always have that connection with my patients, and that's what I love and miss. I miss it the most, y'all. Oh my goodness, just talking to my patients, talking to them about their lives, looking at old pictures, like just listening to them, like the way they talk, just like taking little nuggets from them, their little wisdom that they have. I miss that so much. So something that I have decided to start doing is to connect with at least one patient during your shift. So that could be anything. I want to at least know when I leave there, somebody's gonna be like, where is that agency nurse Brandy at? She was so nice to me. Like something like that. Like, I want to connect with at least one patient, because that to me is why I am in nursing, is because I love to make sure that people feel good about themselves. I love to just connect with somebody on a deeper level and not just be like, here, I'm your nurse, take these pills. But like the other day I was working and I stopped and I just looked at the wall and I was looking at a patient's birth certificate. Not a birth certificate, it was like a citizenship, and it was a white woman, and it was showing her like she was born in a whole nother country. And I was just like, where are you from? And we started talking and everything, and she was telling me about her life and how she grew up and how she was like, her parents were missionaries, and she was telling me about her mother passed away. I was just like, whoa, like I never would have expected that. And I was like, it's so great talking. She's like, yeah, it's so great talking to you too. You're so nice. Oh, you know, it's just like to have that connection, a genuine connection. If it's just small talk, connecting with your patients is so important. It keeps you going, because when I first started that shift, I was done. I was ready. I was finito. Like, I was over it. As soon as I started getting a report, not even before that, as soon as I got out of my car, I was over it. But being able to do that, talk to that woman, I talked to like 3 patients last night. I was working, and I was like, man, I feel so good. Like, I haven't been able to just sit and talk to my patients. I stood the whole time, but I haven't been able to just talk to my patients and connect with them. So take the time to connect with one patient, or just go a little bit above for at least one of your patients. So for example, a patient was like, I don't know my meds. I've been asking this nurse to give me my meds, and they haven't been able to do it. I've been asking 3 days ago. I was like, I'll do it for you. So I wrote down all of her medications in dark Sharpie. I was like, here, so you can see it. And I put the dosage and I put what it's for. And she's like, oh, thank you. I didn't even know that I was on this, and people could keep telling me and bringing me new pills, and I don't want to take it. So I don't know her. I don't know how she is. I don't know if she's asked about 10 nurses before me to do the same thing, and they all did it. I don't know, but I still feel good that I took the time to do that for that patient, because she might be on a medication that she doesn't want to be on, or that she's confused about being on, or that maybe she took a while ago and didn't work for her. So whatever, at the end of the day, it's still her right to know what she's on, and I feel like I helped her to do that. So connect with that one patient. It will make the difference. Trust me, it will. You will feel a lot better, because as an agency nurse, you're just kind of getting thrown around and you just like, let me get my money, but you still here for the people. So keep that in mind. My last tip, this is probably my biggest tip. You're gonna be like, what, Nurse B? This is my biggest tip, y'all. You listening? Are you listening? Keep your belongings on who? You. Keep your belongings on your person. So you can put them in your scrubs and all that, but I always carry a little fanny pack with me to work, and I put my car keys and my house keys in my fanny pack. Now, my wallet and stuff like that, I typically leave that in the car. But my keys, oh baby, them keys is on me. I'm not letting them keys go, because if something happened, Nurse B gonna exit stage left. Like, legit. Like, if something goes down, I'm gone. I don't care. Do what you gotta do. Take my life. I don't care. I'm gone. Okay? I'm gone. I have no allegiance to, I don't care if I worked at the facility. I have no allegiance to y'all, because I've seen people put threats on nurses, like legit came to nursing homes with a gun, People be doing crazy stuff. So keep your belongings on you. Not only because you don't want to get your stuff stolen. You don't want to be that chick that's like, I left my purse in the mail room even though 3 other people got access to it. And I think nobody's going to take it and now my stuff missing. Don't be that person. Keep your stuff on you. Please do. You heard it from me. I'm just telling you. Keep your belongings on you. Okay? Okay. So I hope you all found this video helpful. Let me know, what are your tips for agency nurses? Did you find any of these tips interesting, helpful? I want to know. Are you an agency nurse? Are you an agency CNA? Are you thinking about becoming an agency nurse? I think these kids woke, y'all. What other videos do you want to see? Like, comment, and subscribe, and go to my website. I have all of my nursing school notes, valedictorian nursing school notes, up for sale right now on my webpage. I also have nursing school tips, so I'm going to be doing more videos talking about that, more study videos for you all very soon. So yeah, I think that's it. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.